In our last episode, we gave you some tips to help you out on those dry years. And one of those tips was to hunt over a water source. And that's exactly what a good friend of mine, Brad Harris, did last year. He set up over a spring-fed pond and wound up shooting a 181-inch stud. You're not going to want to miss this hunt.
I shot this deer in early season 2011, which is about a year ago from now. He was pretty dependent on a spring-fed pond that we had near a bean field. I was lucky enough that I could actually kind of watch the bean field from about a half-mile away and knew there was good bucks throughout the summer there, but I really didn't know how big a bucks there was. I was really fortunate. There's about a 30-acre block of timber on the north side of this pond that I've never walked in for several years now, just to keep it a refuge for the deer. On the east side of the pond there was a bean field, about a 40-acre bean field. These deer, I mean, they just poured in it every night. They'd come from the block of timber, come south out of the timber to the pond, get a drink, and go to the bean field. And I never could really watch the pond from a distance, so I stayed away from it. I just knew that that was their pattern from years past, but it was so dry last year, and it was so dry this year, that, you know, I just knew that that's what they were going to do. So there was a few bucks came out early, I mean really early. Then it was pretty calm for a while, and then I had a group of 7 bucks come out, and he was right in the middle of them. And I did have some corn around the pond. As you can see, he ate there for a while. He actually stood there for about 9.5 minutes before he turned broadside. He was 43 yards. Put an arrow right where I wanted it. But the bad deal was we got a little excited and pushed him. It ended up taking me 3 days to find him, which is, I don't know if you guys have lost a deer or not, but it's as tough as they get. I mean, I didn't sleep any of those nights because I knew I could watch the video, knew how good of a shot I put on him, and still couldn't find him. We rode horses through the bean fields, trying to find him out there. I had several buddies come out, you know, 7, 8, 10 of us at a time look, no luck. And finally, the third day, went out, just sat in my truck, and I saw a crow come off the ground off the east side of the timber patch, and I thought, you know, I wonder if my deer is right there where that crow just come off the ground. And got a little closer as I was walking up there, and turkey vulture come up, and I knew then that most likely I'd found my deer. And sure enough, about 75 yards later, I found him kind of about halfway buried up underneath the brush pile. And the feeling of just, you know, excitement of finding my deer, relief of finding him. You know, a lot of emotions, you know, when you find your deer. And it's the biggest deer I've ever shot with my bow. He green scored 181 and 3/8. So it might take me a few years to top that, but it's worth the try.
I had to watch him look at me, look at the spring-fed pond for 9 minutes before he'd actually turned broadside so I could shoot. And that was the most nerve-wracking 9 minutes I think I've ever had. He was 44 yards.
I'm telling you what, I'm really glad that he was here so long. Because when I first when I saw him, I was shaking. I'm still shaking really bad. But this is my first hunt ever filming myself. I was really nervous about really screwing anything up. I'm telling you what, my legs are shaking uncontrollably right now. The wind was out of the northeast, which is so perfect for this spot. I get here, I sprayed down with dead downwind, everything. I took a shower this afternoon. I was getting everything ready. It was hot, I was sweating. I said, I better take a shower before I leave. Take a shower, dead downwind soap. Oh my, I'm telling you what, I was really nervous that I wasn't gonna see anything. These deer just started coming out of the woodworks. It was unbelievable.
When I walked up on him, it was it was the perfect ending to a great hunt, a great story. It was so relieving to find him. and I couldn't have been happier. I really could not have been happier to find him. And now he's on my wall in my house, and I can tell everybody the story about him.